Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling totally exhausted and questioning your own reality? You get the sense that something is wrong, but you just can't put your finger on it. That feeling of confusion isn't an accident, it's often a result of carefully deployed manipulation. A narcissist's primary goal is to gain control and win at all costs, and they have a whole toolbox of tactics to make that happen. In this video, we're going to decode 9 of the most common mind games narcissists play to keep you in a state of doubt and emotional turmoil. It's important to remember that while some of these tactics can be very calculated, they can also be deeply ingrained, almost unconscious, defense mechanisms. By understanding the psychology behind these destructive habits, you can start to reclaim your clarity and your power. First up is perhaps the most well-known and insidious mind game, gaslighting. This is when someone denies or distorts reality to make you doubt your own memory, perception, and even your sanity. You'll hear things like, "That never happened," "You're just imagining things," or the classic, "You're being way too sensitive." Imagine you clearly remember your partner promising to pay a bill. When it's overdue, they look you right in the eye and say, "I never said that. You were supposed to handle it. You've been so forgetful lately." Before you know it, you're the one apologizing for their mistake. So what's the goal here? For a narcissist, gaslighting is a powerful tool for psychological control. This usually serves 2 purposes. First, it shatters your confidence. When you stop trusting your own mind, you become more dependent on them to define your reality. Second, it's the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card. If they can convince you that you're crazy, forgetful, or overreacting, then they're never at fault. They create a fog of confusion where they hold all the power. Next on the list is projection. This is a defense mechanism where the narcissist takes their own unwanted traits, feelings, or behaviors and accuses you of them. A narcissist who lies will constantly call you a liar. One who is controlling will accuse you of suffocating them. A partner who is cheating will suddenly become intensely suspicious of you. Let's say a narcissistic boss is completely disorganized and always missing deadlines. Instead of owning up to it, they might say to a team member, "Your lack of organization is really putting this project at risk. I need you to get it together." They are literally offloading their own incompetence onto you. Think of projection as an automatic reflex to protect a fragile ego. Admitting to a flaw can feel psychologically unbearable for a narcissist. So their brain plays a game of hot potato with blame. By dumping their negative qualities onto you, they get to see themselves as perfect and blameless, all while you're left confused and defending yourself against accusations that never made sense in the first place. Love bombing is often the narcissist's opening move, and it's incredibly effective. It's a full-on tsunami of affection, praise, and attention right at the start of a relationship. They'll shower you with gifts, constant compliments, and talk about your future together almost immediately. It feels like a fairy tale, like you've finally met your soulmate. You might go on just a few dates, and suddenly they're saying things like, "I have never felt this way about anyone before," or they're planning a vacation with you for months down the road. It's a whirlwind romance that feels almost too good to be true. Psychologically, love bombing is a tactic to get you hooked. The narcissist isn't necessarily feeling genuine love, they're working to secure a source of narcissistic supply, your attention, admiration, and validation. By creating this intense initial bond, they get you to lower your defenses and build a deep sense of loyalty. Once you're emotionally invested, they can start to pull back and control you, knowing you'll be desperate to get back to that perfect beginning. It's a trap, and all that flattery is the bait. When the love bombing phase ends, you'll likely experience its polar opposite, the silent treatment. This isn't just someone needing a little space after a fight, it's the deliberate and punishing act of withholding all communication. They'll ignore your calls, leave the room when you enter, and act as if you're invisible. You might have a minor disagreement, and then boom, they shut down completely. For days, you're surrounded by a cold, deafening silence. You start feeling anxious, desperate, and guilty, even when you've done nothing wrong. What does this achieve for them? The silent treatment is a powerful weapon of control. It's designed to inflict emotional pain and make you incredibly anxious. Your desperation to break the silence gives them a huge sense of power. It serves as punishment for any perceived wrong, like questioning them or trying to set a boundary. By refusing to talk, they avoid solving any real conflict and instead force you to chase after them, reinforcing their dominance. Triangulation is a sneaky strategy where the narcissist brings a third person into your dynamic to stir up jealousy, competition, and insecurity. This could be an ex they won't stop praising, a coworker they compare you to, or a friend they use to send messages. For instance, a narcissistic partner might say, "You know, my ex always understood what I needed without me even having to ask." Or they'll start spending a lot of time with a friend and make sure you know all about it. They create a triangle that forces you to compete for their attention. The goal is simple: keep you off balance and maintain control. By creating competition, the narcissist makes themselves the center of attention, the prize to be won. This tactic isolates you, chips away at your self-esteem, and makes you easier to manipulate. Instead of building alliances with others who could validate your feelings, you're too busy worrying about the supposed rival, all while the narcissist pulls the strings, feeling powerful and desired. Narcissists can be experts at using your own empathy against you through guilt trips. They have a knack for making you feel responsible for their emotions, their problems, and their happiness. Any attempt to hold them accountable for something is met with a performance designed to make you feel like the bad guy. If you try to tell them they hurt your feelings, they might hit back with, "So I guess I'm just a terrible person then," or "After everything I do for you, this is how you thank me?" They flip the script, turning their bad behavior into your personal failing. This is a powerful form of manipulation. While narcissists often lack deep empathy themselves, they are brilliant at recognizing and weaponizing yours. They know that kind people hate seeing others in pain, especially when they feel they're the cause. By playing the victim, they can guilt you into backing down, apologizing, and giving them what they want. It's a highly effective way to shut down any conversation about their behavior. When you finally try to leave or set a firm boundary, the narcissist will often resort to hoovering. Named after the vacuum cleaner, it's a tactic designed to suck you right back into the cycle. All of a sudden, the person who was just devaluing you is back to love-bombing you with apologetic texts, promises to change, or a flood of gifts. You might block their number, only to get an email reminiscing about a happy memory you shared, or a message from a mutual friend saying how much they miss you. They will try just about anything to get a response and wedge the door back open. The driving force behind hoovering is a deep-seated fear of losing control and, more importantly, a source of narcissistic supply. Being left is a huge blow to a narcissist's fragile ego. Hoovering isn't really about winning you back, it's about winning control back. They want to prove they can still get a reaction out of you and that they still have power over your emotions. And once you're back in their orbit, the cycle of abuse almost always starts again. If hoovering doesn't work and you manage to stay away, the narcissist might launch a smear campaign. This is where they proactively go to your mutual friends, family, and sometimes even colleagues to spread lies and twist stories, all to paint you as the unstable, abusive, or crazy one. They'll tell people you were emotionally unhinged, or that they tried so hard to make things work, but you were just too difficult. They play the part of the long-suffering victim to anyone who will listen. This usually has a two-part goal: protecting their image and isolating you. First, the narcissist needs to control the narrative to protect their public facade. By painting themselves as the victim, they can discredit anything you might say about them later. Second, by poisoning your support system, they aim to leave you completely alone. If no one believes you, you have nowhere to turn for support, which can be so painful that it might even make you doubt yourself and go back. It's a cruel tactic designed to punish you for leaving. Finally, there's the daily grind of minimizing and invalidation. This is the tactic of constantly downplaying your feelings and experiences. You'll be told you're overreacting, that what they did wasn't a big deal, or that you really need to lighten up. You might try to express how deeply hurt you were by something they said, only for them to sigh and reply, "It was just a joke." Why do you always have to make everything so serious? Your valid emotional response gets dismissed and framed as a character flaw. From their perspective, your feelings are just inconvenient. By invalidating your emotions, they are essentially invalidating your reality. It sends a clear message: your feelings don't matter. My version of events is the only one that counts. Over time, this slowly erodes your ability to trust your own emotional compass, making you less likely to speak up and ensuring the narcissist can continue their behavior without consequences. Gaslighting, projection, love bombing, and all the rest. These aren't just isolated incidents of bad behavior. They are part of a pattern a narcissist often uses to control, manipulate, and protect their fragile sense of self. Understanding the why, the deep need for control, the fear of being seen as flawed, and the constant craving for admiration is the key to your freedom. It's not your fault. You are not crazy, and you are not alone. Recognizing these games for what they are is the first and most powerful step you can take toward disengaging and reclaiming your life. What other mind games have you experienced? Share your story in the comments below. By talking about it, we can help validate each other's experiences and build a community of survivors. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more content on navigating difficult relationships and empowering yourself. You deserve a life built on trust and respect.